Hi everyone. Today I would like to talk about something that is very dear to me, my Shoei JO 2 helmet. It's been almost 4 weeks since I had my crash and broken my left collarbone. And just last night, I realized how serious it was, and what happened was much worse than I thought. So I took out my helmet, just to take a look. And on the left hand side, the whole thing was badly scuffed. So there's damage on the left side of the helmet. My V480 peak was also a bit scratched, and the step button here is also slightly damaged. So there are superficial damages on the rim of the helmet, and one of the brass button was also busted. When it happened, when I hit the deck near the Teluk Intan toll exit at the bike lane to be precise, the first thing that came in mind is to recover myself from the scene. So at that time, a lot of things were playing my mind. There's denial, there is confusion, there's also a little bit of anxiety and all that. But lucky for me, everything happened just at the vehicle bay where some of these patrolmen were parked. So they came to assist me. I walked to the vehicle bay. There's a rest area, sat down, and actually took off my helmet despite my having a broken collarbone. So the pain was secondary. The first thing was to take off the helmet. And then, the guy actually helped me to store the helmet. So as I said in my previous video, I went back to the vehicle bay to recover some of my stuff. And I opened my top box to use my helmet case to keep the helmet. So at the time, I didn't really pay attention to the damage on the helmet itself. And for the JO2, the Shoei helmet, this wasn't my first rodeo. In January, I fell. There was a little bit of ding here on the right hand side. You can see above the brass rivet, there's a small ding. But the damage was not serious enough, and I continued to use this helmet for my ride to Penang and back. So, after seeing the level of damage here, the scuff, there's basically something I can do, just to smoothen things out. The helmet basically is still wearable, but the visor itself, on the plastic part, there's a slight ding here. I can use an abrasive to file it off. I'm just going to leave the peak here, where the scratches are lightly visible. So when I was hospitalized post-surgery, I went to clean my face up. I noticed that on the bridge of my nose, there's a bruise. There's a blue-black mark. So I put two and two together when I hit the ground. In such a hard impact, such a violent thud. The sunglasses that I wore, actually, the place where the sunglasses rest on the bridge, actually impacted, and there's a small bruise. So I was thinking, oh wow, what happened, man? Must be, cannot be pressure from the sunglasses. Then after looking at the helmet, inspecting it last night, I realized that, wow, it was such a hard impact. Even my nose, had a small little blue-black mark. And that goes to show, what you pay is what you get. Again, I got really good things to say about the helmet, the Shoei. The helmet really saved my ass. I didn't suffer any facial injury despite slamming onto the ground. and you can see that the scratches actually show that there's a bit of a skid. So having said that, I'm just glad that whatever happened, uh, I just had a broken collarbone. I walked away out of it, and right now I'm just doing recovery. I'm doing rehabilitation for rotating my shoulder, and tomorrow I'm going for my second follow-up with my surgeon, and I'm going to have an x-ray done. So hopefully everything is healing. There's no issue with the implant, there's no issue with the bone alignment and all that on the implanted part, because when I look at how the helmet ended up being so badly scuffed, I then understood, why my collarbone was broken in so many pieces. And I think the amazing thing that my surgeon did was he pieced everything together. He used a heavy duty absorbent suture to bind everything together, plated everything, and fastened it with screw. So the fracture was stable. So even during my first follow-up, he told me that the injury was more serious than what I had, the first time. And I'm just, pretty glad, in a way, bad things happen. Crashed the bike had some superficial damage, the helmet was scuffed, the jacket was also a bit scuffed and all that. Other than that, no other serious injuries and all that. So yes, in the next couple of weeks and months to come, I'm working on rehab.